So if you look at those categories and you look at the Republican budget, if the budget had been passed by the Senate, we would have gutted the EPA, we would have removed a woman's right to choose, we would have repealed health care reform, and we would have impacted health care for seniors and disabled and low-income folks. And so anyway, obviously the overall House budget is very destructive. We're in the second phase of it now. The budget passed out of the House. It failed in the Senate, so now they're back, somewhat at the drawing board. But the big issue now is the debt ceiling and whether or not to raise the debt ceiling. And just a word on this, because I don't want to get into the weeds, but the bottom line is that the federal government needs to borrow money to continue to operate. And the federal government and the president needs permission in order to raise the debt ceiling, which enables us to borrow money. And so the Republicans are basically saying, we don't want to raise the debt ceiling unless you change Medicare, unless you end Medicare, or unless you cut out the safety net, which is essentially what they're doing. And see, one of the reasons why I said in the beginning, even though I didn't want to be on the Budget Committee, I'm comfortable being there, these are the same ideological battles we had in Sacramento. The Republicans would hold everything hostage, and they would try to push policy issues into a budget, even though the policy issues have absolutely nothing to do with the budget whatsoever. The debt ceiling should be raised, period, with nothing attached to it. But we know that that is not going to happen. The question will be the fight over what, and this is what I used to do with my caucus when I was speaker. I'd go into the room at 1, 2 in the morning and say, okay, here's the ransom note. You guys want to get out of this room, we're all being held hostage, here's the ransom note. What on this list can we live with and what can't we live with? And so we will wait to see. The president has convened the Debt Ceiling Commission, the vice president chairs it, the House leadership and the Senate leadership is in the room. They're negotiating what the ransom note is right now.